So, as I said in the previous short, I've been conditioned to doubt myself, and that as an adult is particularly difficult to deal with. And I'm constantly trying to find ways in which to improve this, as in to not doubt myself as much, as in to be much more self-assured, have much more confidence. And as you can see from this channel over the years, I've probably grown a lot more in confidence than I used to have. And I would definitely say that in regards to talking about sexual stuff, because before I start this channel, I wouldn't even talk about sex with anyone apart from a former boyfriend when I was in a relationship with that person. So why would I talk about sex on a sexual channel? Well, sometimes it comes up, because we relate to the fact that we're not interested in sex or not interested in the usual way. So it's bound to crop up in conversation. But one thing I want to draw your attention to that I've found out recently, and this is like something I just thought about myself, because I worry about being like completely sure about my decision because of the way I've been conditioned to not trust my own decisions and not trust myself, basically. I've been conditioned. I'm not going to go into every way I've been conditioned, but I have been conditioned. And so I recognise that conditioning that I'm constantly trying to rewire my brain to think differently about. And so, yeah, I came to the conclusion recently, like this is in the last 24 hours, the what if I'm right. So what happens is I think, I can't fully trust myself with certain things because I'm like, if I do, for example, like making decisions, like, for example, leaving my therapist originally was a hard decision to make. I did have to ask other people for their insights on that. I didn't really get anywhere. I had to make the decision to leave him myself and work out exactly why he was no good for me and be very strong and very courageous and very bold. I spoke to the centre manager where the therapist was doing the therapy, and who's in charge of like having these therapists in their centre. I did speak to them before and afterwards, but ultimately I think she was quite surprised. And she told me that I know more than the therapist does, so I need to find someone else who's at the same level as me or above, which is very interesting. But the insight I had was, instead of thinking to myself, what if I'm wrong? Which I don't think I am about him, by the way, that therapist. But with some decisions, I think, what if I'm wrong? But now I'm turning it to, what if I'm right? What if I'm right? And if I don't take action, it could cause me harm by not believing in myself.